Most people have a smart TV in their living room that costs $300 to $1,500, and they're using about 20% of what it can do. Not because they can't figure it out, because nobody ever showed them. In the next 25 minutes, we're covering 15 built-in features that save money, make watching easier, and honestly, just make life more comfortable and stay for number one. It's a feature almost nobody knows exists, and once you try it, you'll wonder how you ever watch TV without it. Let's get started. Number 15. Adjust picture mode for daytime versus night. Your TV shipped in vivid or dynamic mode, designed for the bright fluorescent showroom floor, not your living room. In normal home lighting, that setting cranks brightness and color saturation far beyond what you need. Over 2 or 3 hours of evening watching, it strains your eyes noticeably. It also consumes more electricity than necessary because pushing maximum brightness takes maximum power. What you want instead is called movie, cinema, or filmmaker mode depending on your brand. Samsung uses movie, LG calls it cinema. Vizio uses calibrated. These modes display the picture the way the director intended. Accurate colors, calibrated brightness, no artificial sharpening that makes everything look like a live news broadcast or a home shopping channel. The switch takes 30 seconds. Go to Settings, then Picture, and select the mode by name. The difference in a dimly lit room is immediate and easy to see. Colors look more natural, contrast is less aggressive, and the overall image is simply more pleasant to watch for extended periods. As a bonus, lower picture modes reduce energy draw, which adds up meaningfully over a full year of evening viewing. Now, the next tip might actually surprise you. It involves your remote, and it does something most homeowners have never tried. Number 14. Use voice search to skip the remote maze. Finding something to watch can eat up 10 minutes. Navigate to one app. Type A. Title letter by letter. It's not there. Back out. Try another app. It's genuinely frustrating and completely unnecessary. Almost every smart TV sold in the last 5 years has a microphone built into the remote. Press the mic button, the small icon near the top. Hold it while you speak and release. Say the title, an actor's name, or even a genre. On Roku, Fire TV, and Google TV platforms, that single search pulls results from multiple streaming services. Simultaneously, Netflix, Prime Video, and live channels side by side. No special commands, no setup, just speak naturally. Show me action movies from the 90s works as well as a specific title. And by the way, getting comfortable with voice search will pay off when we get to tip number 3. There's a scheduling feature that pairs beautifully with it and makes your mornings noticeably smoother. More on that shortly. If this tip saves you 10 minutes of fumbling, wait until you hear the next one. Covers something quietly, costing you money every night you fall asleep with the TV on. Number 13. Set a sleep timer so the TV turns itself off. A retired couple in Georgia estimated their TV stayed on overnight at least 4 nights a week. One fell asleep on the couch, the other in the bedroom. They had no idea how many hours of electricity they were burning for zero reason. A smart TV uses 50 to 100 watts depending on screen size and settings. Left running overnight, that's a real number on your electric bill. Anywhere from $20 to $60 per year just from overnight waste. On a big screen in vivid mode, it's higher. The sleep timer is buried in settings, but simple to find. Go to Settings, then System, then Time. You'll see a sleep timer option. Set it for 90 minutes if you tend to doze off. Long enough to finish most things you started, short enough to prevent hours of overnight waste. The TV turns itself off silently. No alarm. Set it once. Leave it alone. It runs automatically every time. But even with this set perfectly, there's still one small setting most homeowners have never touched that draws power, even when the TV looks like it's off. That one comes up shortly, and it surprised me the first time I heard it. Number 12. Enable closed captions without calling anyone. Now be honest, have you ever rewound the same scene 3 times trying to catch a line of dialogue? You're not imagining it, and your hearing is probably fine. The physics of a 2-and-thick flat screen don't leave room for deep speaker cabinets. Shallow speakers struggle to separate voices from background music and sound effects. It's a trade-off on every major TV brand. Closed captions fix this instantly. Go to Settings, then Accessibility, then Captions or Subtitles. Turn them on. Takes 15 seconds. Most streaming apps, Netflix, Prime, Peacock, also have their own caption toggle right inside the video player. A lot of homeowners turn captions on, expecting to find them distracting and end up leaving them on permanently. When dialogue has heavy accents or the score is loud, captions give you the full story without rewinding. If you've made it this far, you're already learning things most people don't discover for years, and we're not even halfway through. The next tip has nothing to do with watching TV. It's about what your TV can do when it's just sitting there idle, and turning it on is genuinely satisfying. Number 11, change the screensaver to your own photos. When your TV idles, it defaults to a generic screensaver, nature scenes, abstract shapes, or a plain dark screen. A missed opportunity. Most smart TVs let you replace that screensaver with your own photos. Connect to Google Photos or plug in a USB flash drive, and your 65-inch screen becomes a digital picture frame, displaying family memories at low power. Ambient mode on most TVs runs at a fraction of normal power, 15 to 30 watts instead of 80 to 120. On Samsung, press Home and select Ambient mode. On LG, go to Settings, then General, then Screensaver. Most Roku TVs have a free personal photo screensaver in the channel store. A standard 8GB by USB drive costs around $8 and holds thousands of photos. 5 minutes of setup, no ongoing cost, and your living room wall becomes something worth looking at even when nobody's actively watching. Quick reminder, if you're finding this useful, hit the subscribe NextGen pick so you don't miss our next video. We put out practical home technology content regularly, and the next one covers the biggest mistakes people make when setting up a new TV. The next tip is one that parents and grandparents especially appreciate. It gives you real control over what shows up when you're not in the room. Number 10, block channels and apps your grandkids shouldn't sight see. When was the last time you went through the apps on your TV and thought about what a child could open with no restriction? Most smart TVs give open access to everything, by default. An 8-year-old with the remote can open any app, access any content level, and browse freely. Parental controls let you password lock specific apps, restrict content ratings, or hide channels from the guide entirely. Want Netflix to require a PIN before opening? Done. Want to make sure certain apps don't even appear on the home screen? Also done. Find these controls under Settings, then General, then Parental Controls or Safety. You'll create a 4-digit PIN. On Roku, it's under Settings, then Parental Controls. Fire TV has the same option under its main settings menu. A family in North Carolina assumed this would be complicated and kept putting it off, start to finish. It took them 8 minutes. They did it entirely on their own. No tech person required. Free, fast, and worth doing before the grandchildren visit next. That was a good one, but the next tip is something even most TV technicians won't bring up because most people don't know to ask. Number 9, enable automatic software updates. A smart TV is a computer. It runs an operating system. It runs apps, and like any computer, it needs regular updates to keep running properly. Without them, apps slow down. The remote feels sluggish. Videos buffer more than they used to. People assume the TV is aging out and go buy a replacement, spending $400 to $800 when a software update was all it needed. By default, most smart TVs don't update automatically. You have to go looking, and most people never do. Go to Settings, then Support or About, and find an option called Auto Update or Automatic Software Update. Turn it on. The TV will update itself overnight, typically when you're not watching. Takes 2 minutes to enable, costs nothing. Here's the part nobody talks about. The difference between a TV that's been updated and one that hasn't can look exactly like early hardware failure. Before you call a technician or start shopping for a new TV, check whether software updates have been running. And speaking of getting more out of what you already own, the next tip is something most people don't realize their TV can already do, and it makes late night watching a completely different experience. Number 8, connect Bluetooth headphones for late night watching. Every major smart TV sold in the last several years has Bluetooth built right in, already there. No adapter, no extra purchase. And yet when we bring this up, most homeowners genuinely have no idea what this means practically. Pair any wireless Bluetooth headphones directly to your TV. Watch late-night television at full, comfortable volume while your spouse sleeps in the next room. Watch in the same room as someone reading without interrupting them. You hear everything clearly. The room stays quiet. To connect, go to Settings, then Sound Output or Bluetooth speaker. Put your headphones in pairing mode and select them from the list. The TV remembers the connection after the P is first set up, so pairing again later is a one-step process. If you already own wireless earbuds you use with your phone, try those first. Many will connect to the TV through the same process. No new hardware required, just a feature you've already paid for. A pair of over-ear wireless headphones runs $25 to $60. A technician-installed audio system to solve the same problem runs $200 to $400. The headphones win on every level. The next tip can cut your electric bill on its own. That one's a real value tip, and it takes about 2 minutes to set up. Number 7, use the TV as a digital picture frame. When the TV isn't being actively watched, most people turn it off or let it go dark. But there's a mode on many modern smart TVs called ambient mode or art mode that turns that dark rectangle into something genuinely nice to look at. Instead of a black screen, the TV displays artwork, photography, or your own images at a fraction of normal power, typically 15 to 30 watts versus 80 to 120 during regular viewing. Samsung's version even analyzes the surrounding wall through your phone's camera to match the background color so the TV blends into the room. On Samsung, press Home and select Ambient Mode. On LG, go to Settings, General, then Screensaver. Sony and Vizio have similar options under their respective settings menus. If you have a framed artwork display mode, you can browse preset galleries of paintings and photographs that come loaded free. For a TV that's running in the background anyway while you're moving around the house. This is a quieter, lower power, more pleasant way to use it. Combine this with the scheduling feature we'll cover in tip number 3, and your TV is managing its own on-off behavior with almost no input from you. The next tip is about how to watch together without fighting over recommendations, and it's already available in every streaming service you're paying for. Number 6, mirror your phone screen directly on the TVs. Have you ever wanted to show the family a video on your phone but didn't have a cable? You don't need one. Screen mirroring is built into most smart TVs and most smartphones. No hardware, no extra apps. The feature works through technologies called Miracast, Apple AirPlay, or Google Cast depending on your devices. Whatever is on your phone screen appears on the TV in real time. Photos, videos, apps, anything. On Samsung, press Home and select Screen Mirroring. On your Android phone, go to Settings and look for Cast or Smart View. On an iPhone, open Control Center by swiping from the top right. Tap Screen Mirroring and select your TV. Apple AirPlay is supported on most Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs made after 2019. A family in Michigan used this to run a 15-year birthday photo slideshow directly from a phone to the living room TV. No printer, no laptop, no extra equipment. We're about halfway through, and the tips from here get progressively more useful. The next one is a quick fix for something that quietly frustrates most TV owners every single time they sit down to watch. Number 5, set up multiple streaming profiles under one account. You open Netflix and see a row of cartoons and reality shows you've never watched. Your personalized recommendations are gone. Someone else used the TV and now your feed is cluttered with their viewing history. It's a small frustration, but it happens constantly in households with more than one viewer. Every major streaming service, Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, Peacock, Paramount+, allows multiple profiles under one account. Each profile has its own watch history and its own recommendations. Create one for yourself, one for your spouse, one for the grandkids. Each person selects their name at the start and sees their content. To set it up on Netflix, select the profile icon in the top right and choose Manage Profiles. The process is nearly identical across all major services. You can pin Protect a child's profile to restrict content ratings. This is free. It's included in your current subscription. You're not adding anything. You're using a feature you've already paid for. The next tip addresses something in your audio settings that most people just live with rather than fix. And the fix is a single menu change. Number 4, adjust the audio settings for clearer dialogue. A technician visit for audio setup and soundbar installation typically runs $150 to $300, including labor and equipment. But for most homeowners, the underlying problem isn't hardware. It's one audio setting that's never been changed, sitting in the menu since the day the TV was set up. Flat-screen TVs fire their speakers sideways or backward, bouncing audio off the wall behind the set. That reflected sound makes dialogue harder to separate from background noise and music. Turning up the volume helps somewhat, but it raises everything equally. The voices and the background noise both go up together. Clarity doesn't actually improve. Every major smart TV has an audio enhancement mode specifically designed to fix this. Samsung calls it Clear Voice. LG has Clear Voice or AI Sound Pro. Sony has Voice Enhancement. Vizio has Dialogue Enhancement. Find it under Settings, then Sound, then the Audio Presets or Enhancement options. Enabling it boosts the frequency range where human voices naturally sit, roughly 2,000 to 5,000 Hz, while leaving music and effects at normal levels. The result is that dialogue sits forward in the mix, distinct and clear. Try this before spending $1 on external speakers. Many homeowners find this single change solves the problem entirely. And I'll say this now, the next 2 tips are the ones people come back to mention most after watching this video. We're in the home stretch. Number 3, schedule automatic power on and off. You're doing well. And this next tip is one of those features that once you find it, you'll use every single day. A woman in Tennessee had been setting 3 separate alarms to remind herself to turn on the TV in time for the morning news. What she didn't know was that her TV had been capable of turning itself on at a specific time since the day she bought it. Smart TVs have a built-in power euler. You set a time to turn on, what input to start on, and a time to turn off in the evening. Set it once, and your morning news plays automatically before you even pick up the remote. On Samsung, go to Settings, General, System Manager, Time, and look for On Timer and Off Timer. LG has this under Settings, General Timers. Most major brands use similar labels. Scheduled On, Off, or Power Timer. Takes about 5 minutes to configure. No cost, no add-ons. It's been sitting in the menu the whole time. Pair this with the sleep timer from tip 13, and your TV is running on its own schedule, on when you want it, off when you don't, entirely hands-free. The next tip is where the real savings show up. For a TV running several hours a day, the numbers are bigger than most people expect. Number 2, use the energy-saving mode to cut your electric bill. A 65-inch TV in standard or vivid mode running 5 hours a day consumes roughly 150 to 200 kWh per year. At average U.S. electricity rates, that's $18 to $24 per year for one TV. Most homes have 2, some have 3. Add that up over 5 years and it's real money. $150 to $200 or more that you've been spending without noticing. Energy saving or eco mode available on every major smart TV cuts that consumption by 20 to 35%. It reduces the backlight ceiling and limits unnecessary processing. For most content, news, sitcoms, daytime shows, you won't notice a difference in picture quality. On Samsung, it's called EO Solution under Settings, then General. LG calls it Energy Saving under Settings, then Picture. Sony has an Eco mode under Settings, then Device Preferences. Vizio puts it under System. Settings. 2 minutes to set up, free, automatic from that point on. The savings aren't life-changing, but they're real. They're permanent, and they cost you nothing to capture. Now, we've saved the best for last. Tip number 1 is a feature that almost no one knows about, and the first time most people use it, they genuinely wonder how they managed without it. Number 1, turn on private listening mode, macro open loop. A couple in Arizona had the same problem for years. He liked to stay up watching old westerns. She went to bed early. He'd turned the volume so low he could barely hear the dialogue. Corded headphones meant sitting right next to the screen. They'd accepted this as just how it was. They had no idea their TV could solve this completely. Private listening mode uses your TV's companion app to stream audio from the TV directly to your phone in real time. Connect any headphones to your phone, wired or wireless, and you hear the full TV audio while the room stays completely silent. The picture plays on the big screen. Nobody else hears a thing. Download your TV's official app. Samsung uses SmartThings. LG uses LG Thin Q. Vizio has SmartCast. Roku has the Roku app, and Roku's version is the easiest to set up. Make sure your phone is on the same Wi-Fi network as your TV. Open the app, connect to your TV, and find the remote or audio section. On Roku, tap the headphone icon. On Samsung, look for sound mirroring. The audio streams to your phone immediately. Any headphones you already own will work. The phone becomes the audio receiver. The room hears nothing. That gentleman in Arizona set this up in under 5 minutes. He now watches late-night television at full volume every night. His wife sleeps. He hears every word. It's been there in a free app the whole time. That's 15 features already in your smart TV. All free, all ready to use today. If your TV is aging and you're wondering when it makes sense to replace it, that video is on your screen right now. Click it, I'll see you there.